Good evening. Welcome back to the Glazov gang. And I am here, and that's all that is important, right?
Nothing else matters.
Amy Glazov's the host of this show. And you can figure out who the guests are as we go along.
That's right.
Now, since Morgan was the nicest to me in the first segment, we begin with Morgan.
I know. What can I say?
Morgan, during the break and before the show, you keep harassing us to watch The House of Cards. Let's just talk about this for a minute so we get it done and over with. What are you talking about?
You must watch House of Cards. Now, you can only get
What is it? Tell our
I'm
viewers.
going to give an advertisement, but you can only get it on Netflix. It's a series, and it's about 13 episodes. Stars Kevin Spacey, and it's all about Washington, D.C. and the inside workings of D.C. Now, David Fincher, most of the people in this are very far left people. Okay? And I was totally amazed when I watched the first 2 episodes because I kept thinking to myself, wait a minute, this is not computing in my mind. Why are they doing this? Why are they showing, warts and all, what the Democrats are really like, what the liberals are?
They think it's good.
But it is amazing because you see everything and the everything that goes on behind the scenes. It is fascinating. You will love it.
Okay, I'll love it. What do you think Anne-Marie will?
I think Anne-Marie's going to love it. I know Dwight's
Dwight
going to love
understand it? It might go over Dwight's head. Okay.
Well, you know.
Okay, any other in-house matters before we move forward?
Your hair. You cut all your hair off. What happened? We forgot to ask about you last time.
I'll give the answer on the next show.
Do you actually have a house? Do you live in a house? Do you have an apartment? Or do you have
where do you live?
Do you
Can
have
we
a
come
cart?
over?
A cart?
A what? A cart.
What?
You would like a goat.
Okay.
Cart?
Yeah. I'm kind of the kind of guy that never has a fixed address. So,
Oh, moves around.
yeah,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, great news. Axelrod and Gibbs hired at MSNBC.
Oh, whoa.
Why
really?
not?
Oh, my
Anne-Marie, the
gosh.
significance of this?
Okay, I'm going to talk to MSNBC right now. Fox News has been the #1 cable news network for 10 consecutive years. CNN has been #2. Maybe there's a reason why you're like not third, usually you're last. Nobody likes you. You keep hiring these idiots. It's not going to help you.
Okay. Now, Morgan. Okay, I'm just joking. Dwight, go ahead.
Well, I would just say that it would be the only network because it's the only network that has edited 4 tapes to change the actual reality of the story. I mean, they just do it except for ABC, which just edited out the First Lady's gaffe. But that's the perfect network. They are ideological. Chris Matthews has tinkles going down his leg and electric shocks going up. And so
Tinkles?
They love Barack Obama.
He said something like that.
They
love
Tingles.
And listen,
not tinkles.
There's a big difference.
No, tinkles. And listen, there's also I want to remind everybody else that something else that Chris Matthews said way back when Bill Clinton, he said he loved to watch him lie because he was such a great liar, and it was so wonderful. And that is the personification of Democrats, progressive Democrats.
He admitted he was a liar?
Oh yes, he said, I love to see him lie. He looks so good.
Wow.
And that's why when Barack Obama lied during the debates, they applauded him because he had the guts to lie and it looked like he won. That's all that matters to them, that it looks like he wins. That's it.
And Axelrod and Gibbs, it's going to be like a vaudeville show.
Oh my God!
The media, it's getting scary. But I mean, Axelrod and Gibbs are saying that they were with Obama, but now they're just going to be unbiased journalists. Who are
There's
gonna call
no
it
such thing ever. Yeah. We have opinions about everything from what kind of toothpaste we use. I say this all the time. No one is unbiased.
Right.
And even Fox News, they say fair and balanced. You can be balanced. You can't say you're unbiased. There's no way anybody is, and especially those idiots.
But ladies and gentlemen, if we didn't have Fox News, would there even be one little criticism of Obama on cable?
Oh, no, other than talk radio.
Or the Glazov game.
Yeah.
Right.
Your show.
Yep.
That's it.
That's
exactly. Thank goodness.
Your show.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Your show.
So grateful to Dr. Jamie Glazov.
You know what? Let's just keep talking about this a little
That's
bit.
right.
We'll talk about it as much
And the
as you
great
want.
thing about this show,
See,
Is
let,
that your
let
show.
Morgan speak. Let Morgan
the great
talk.
thing about this show, other than you,
Right.
is the fact that we can say what the American people want to say.
right.
And nobody says it because they get censored or they get talking points or you can't say this or you can't say that. On your show, we can
But
say
do you
what we
think
Even
want.
eventually
Fox
that
News.
there might be
Fox
a threat?
News can't even do that. Fox News loses advertisers, so they can only
Do
say
you
so
think
much.
we'll be threatened within a few years, the way things are going?
Oh, listen, in a few years, hopefully we'll
There
still
might be a
here.
party line. Ladies
what I
and
mean?
gentlemen, Chuck Hagel appointed. Looked like the Republic.
Yay! Just kidding.
Chuck
Oh, no.
Hagel. Please.
Lord
okay,
have mercy.
Okay, can I introduce the? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Republican opposition crumbled. This is a guy that Farrakhan was excited about, that the mullahs in Iran were excited about. He
Yep.
refers to Israel as growing into or already being an apartheid state in this plan that he wrote a few years ago for the Middle East and for Israel-Palestine. He talks about a U.S. force going over there to make sure that there's a Palestinian homeland being shared. He believes that Hamas should be engaged and that we need to nurture the moderate elements of these Nazis. How does it happen that a person like this becomes defense secretary? Let's start with Dwight.
Well, he is the badge, Barack Obama's badge. That's what it is. He represents the actual thoughts of Barack Obama, who toasted Rashid Khalidi. And we know he did, and it's just that nobody has the courage to ask him directly. But he does not like the state of Israel. He hates it. He's done everything he can to pull the rug out from all of our allies around the world, but particularly Israel. Particularly Israel. When he went over to Egypt, what was the first place he went? Egypt. And look at the things that he said. And look at how he has renounced America's policy over the last 20 years. And so Chuck Hagel is perfect. And Chuck Hagel said, hey, I'm not going to make policy.
But Dwight, how does it happen? You know, if we use the analogy that if we found out that somebody was saying, we got to talk to the Nazis.
Right.
We just got to find out, we got to find the moderate Nazis and speak to them. That person needs to be thrown out immediately. The whole purpose of Hamas's charter
Right.
says
Right.
that its purpose is to destroy the state of Israel.
That's right.
These are Nazis. Their sole
right.
reason for being is to kill Jews.
That's right.
So how do you find them? I just don't understand how does the Senate accept this person to now be defense secretary? Anne-Marie?
I'm shocked, for one thing, that Senator Rand Paul voted for him. That makes no sense to me, but I'm starting to wonder, is he maybe more like his father on foreign policy than we thought? I was kind of shocked about that one. But the rest of it, I knew he would get
But
through. Of
Glazov
course he would
gang
get through.
members, Israel is alone. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yes,
It's alone.
you're
now.
right.
And
You're right.
it's going to have to stand up for itself alone.
Yeah.
But will it be able to do so? Morgan?
Listen, I know a lot of Israelis. I know the resolve of the Israeli people. I know how strong they are, yes. But to lose an ally like the United States, or even be concerned that we may not even have their back anymore, is very frightening in this world. And I looked at the confirmation hearings with Hagel, the dog and pony show that went on, and then all of this grandstanding by the Republicans saying, oh, well, you know, we have major concerns and we have this and that. And then they turn right around and they flip and they confirm this guy. They did the same thing with Jack Lew today. They're going to do the same thing with Brennan. What is wrong? What is going on? Why has the Republican Party lost its backbone? We have nobody that's standing up to these people. Every one of these nominees is inept.
Well,
we
have a situation where 5 out of 535 congressmen / women want an investigation of the Muslim Brotherhood, and Michelle Obama led that 5-member team of warriors.
Michelle Bachmann.
Oh, excuse. What did I?
Ooh,
Sorry,
you
what did
said
I say?
Michelle Obama.
Oh,
You know,
Bachman.
Woo!
whoops.
Yeah.
That's
My
a
bad.
Canadian thing.
yeah.
I'm
sorry. Michelle Bachmann,
Michelle Bachmann.
a heroic freedom fighter, and she was demonized and slandered
Of
for
course
that.
she was.
And my apologies for my
course.
mental lapse. Maybe I'm just so scared of the Obamas.
Yeah.
And also at the Oscars, Michelle Obama just keeps popping up everywhere. So
Oh,
I
look
guess
at,
she popped
what
up
is
in
she?
my mind.
What is this? Is she going to run for president?
Yes.
Is she?
Yeah, they're
Is
setting
that
her
what
up.
they? Is that what they're doing?
They're setting
Why
it
not?
up.
They're putting her
Yeah.
out there.
They're
They're
setting
putting
it
her
up.
here. They're putting her there. Is that what they're doing?
They're setting it up.
Wouldn't surprise
Ladies
me.
and gentlemen, before we move forward, I'm going to scare you a little bit, and I just want one-word answer and a 20-second explanation. Okay, please. But it's going to be very scary.
Uh-oh.
Okay? Brennan, Carey, Hagel. Who's the scariest and why? Quickly, Dwight?
Brennan. He is the scariest because he will be at the head of the CIA, the head of intelligence. We already know he was running a rogue clone murdering outfit, really, that the CIA didn't even know about. It was kept from Petraeus. This guy who is a Muslim and who does not believe that jihad exists is a threat to this country because they are our existential enemy at the moment.
Morgan?
I absolutely agree with Dwight. Brennan is a threat to the United States. I believe anyone who flips like that and turns into a Muslim, all of the speeches on videotape that he said should scare the heck out of the American people.
And whether or not that's proven yet, although former FBI John Guandolo says that that's the case, that he converted, how are you on a Hajj in Saudi Arabia if you're not a Muslim?
Right.
And whether he is a Muslim or not, although the allegations have been made, there should be an investigation into it. Having said that, just what he articulates about jihad
Right.
Exactly.
is scary enough who
That's-
he's going to
that's
be
the
bringing
reason.
in.
That's it.
So
That's right.
we have a guy heading the CIA. Let's just put it this way. Imagine during the Cold War, the guy that's heading the CIA thinks that communism is a good thing.
And let me just say
Right?
this one. The Muslim Brotherhood magazine, they've already said that they have members of the Brotherhood at very high places.
Yeah.
So what are we as intelligent Americans how are we to respond to that?
And let me make up for my mental lapse earlier that Michelle Bachmann was vindicated,
Yes.
and not only by common sense, but that Egyptian magazine boasted about the Muslim Brotherhood infiltrators in Washington, and some of the same names, including Muhammad Ali Biari, are the names that Michelle Bachmann was concerned about. And thank you very much, Michelle Bachmann,
You're not kidding.
for being
Thank
such a
you.
brave truth teller and heroic freedom fighter who is now being slandered and smeared by the left
And
by Islamists.
One thing, people...
But it's Anne Marie's turn.
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
right.
all right.
I've one
You're-
thing
you
in-
can talk.
You're going to
'cause
like
you
what I
say
have
nice
to
things
say.
about the show.
You're going to like what I have to say.
All right, go ahead.
Those who have not read your book, United in
Keep
Hate,
talking.
need to read your book
Yeah.
because it lays it out. It's very, very easy, but very scary to read. And people, you need to read it. You need to educate yourself. Excellent.
We don't need any more.
United
of these.
in
No,
hate.
just wait. We don't need any more
United
of
in
these.
hate.
We don't need any more of these topics.
Anne-Marie,
Just go ahead.
Anne-Marie
No,
has to
go.
continue.
Now, yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
Anne Marie,
Yeah.
Brennan. See, now wait. I'm going to interrupt for a minute. I think Carey will be busy talking about global warming. I mean, he's an idiot and dangerous, but. Global warming.
Global warming, you're right.
He will
Hagel's
eventually
dangerous,
talk about
but
his
Brennan's
facelift.
going to be
Right.
bringing in these. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah,
scariest
Brennan.
figure? Brennan?
Brennan is mine too. The scariest thing out of all of this, though, is that it seems like our congressmen and our senators who will speak out have their hands tied. Michelle Bachmann's hands are tied. I talked to Louis Gohmert this last weekend. His hands are tied. I asked Senator Ron Johnson, who caused Hillary Clinton to say, what difference does it make? I asked him, can we do anything about this? Can we do anything about if the Muslim Brotherhood is in the White House, which it supposedly is,
Yes.
what can we
Okay.
do about it? And they said,
Why?
how can we do
Anne-Marie,
anything?
Why?
Nothing.
Okay.
Why can't
There's
they do
nobody.
anything?
They're outnumbered.
Okay, so
We're
you
outnumbered.
voted Brennan. Brennan. I say Brennan. So who wins?
Brennan.
Brennan.
Hagel.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen,
Very
all of
quickly,
them.
very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, because we're out of time. CPAC 2013 is coming up. Now, you're a great hero from CPAC 2011. No.
12.
No,
last year,
sorry. From 2012, because you got in Suhail Khan's face and exposed him about saying that there's no Muslim Brotherhood in America. What trouble might you start this time?
This time I think I'm going to have Morgan ask Grover Norquist a question or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell her what to do?
He won't suspect anything from you, and I hope you're not watching Grover.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I understand possibly Benjamin Netanyahu may be there.
I heard that.
Sarah Palin's going to be there. I'm
really?
curious. I'm curious. Chris Christie was not invited.
That's
and
interesting.
it's very interesting to me. But I understand where the conservatives are coming from. I do understand.
Okay.
I do.
Dwight, any thoughts on CPAC and these two warriors heading off there to fight
Yes,
for
I
the truth?
cannot wait to see the questions that escape their lips and how they react to the avoidance on the part of, Grover Norquist.
Yeah, we may not be back
really
next year.
I really have changed my mind about him completely, Grover Norquist.
In terms of what?
Yeah. I don't trust him. Frank Gaffney was dead on.
Right, okay.
Dead on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our time is up, ladies and gentlemen. 20 seconds each, please. We begin with Dwight, and then we'll go this way. Your warnings to Americans.
My warnings are stay engaged. Please stay engaged, because they have, this is a full court press of progressivism, Marxism, international socialism. And their objective is to, and I believe this with all of my heart, to reduce the power of the United States to the point where when something happens in the world, Barack Obama said, I don't have the tools to do anything, so the United Nations has to do it.
Scary
That's
stuff.
where we have to look.
Right.
Scary stuff.
That's
Is that you imitating someone, or that's the way you talk?
I just love you so much.
Wow.
I love you. That's all.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, Morgan, go ahead.
Well, my message is for mothers and fathers out there.
Here, here.
Be very engaged and know what your children are learning in their schools. Make unexpected visits to the classroom, see what they're doing, see what they're watching, look at their textbooks. You have to stay engaged, because the younger generation is who these people are after.
Thank you very much. And that wraps up the...
Nope.
Anne-Marie, final words go to you.
Anne-Marie.
I was about to say something pretty important, but now I'm out of time. So.
Anne-Marie, go ahead. Final words of wisdom go to you.
United in hate. I agree with Morgan. I hate to say this under the circumstances, but it's an amazing book. And what it does is it goes chapter by chapter.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay.
It should
really
be burned.
The
The book should be burned.
It explains why the left is so obsessed with people like Mao and Che, and why they loved Vietnam. And if there hadn't, and Jerry Rubin said, if there hadn't been a Vietnam, we would have made our own. That's the kind of stuff that Dr. Jamie Glazov brings up in his book.
I very much appreciate it, and I hope the viewers know that you guys are not getting any threats in the email that like the ones that Woodward is getting.
Okay.
We'll see you next week on the Glazov Game.
Okay.
Bye.